What's up, everybody? What a show we had today. First and foremost, want to thank Pro Shingle for being our title and presenting sponsor. Championship Wrestling is presented by Pro Shingle each and every Saturday, along with this YouTube channel. Check them out at proshingle.com or 901-258-6503. Ask for the Body Slam discount where you can save $500. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the live reaction, Mr. E. I know you guys also saw the big live event coming to Memphis with SOAR Championship Wrestling. I'll be a part of that coming up on Saturday, December 12th in Memphis, Tennessee on Summer Avenue. WWE former tag team champion Sir Mo is going to be in the house. One of my buddies that I haven't seen in a really, really long time. He's coming to town. Alan Steele will be in action. DJ Brown, whole lot of host of others, including Dante Smiley, who we see perform on AEW quite a bit, especially AEW Dark. What did you guys think of the show today? Great show, man. I think VSK might be the MVP of the show other than maybe Watts and Miguel. VSK was awesome. Really got to see him in action for the first time, really. I mean, he's been in matches and stuff, but him versus EJ was just really, really good stuff. Very, very good stuff. I'll give you guys a second to get in here. Come on in. Let's talk some pro wrestling for a couple of minutes. It's Saturday. I know Kat Marino mentioned Saturday morning cartoons. Man, we used to watch Saturday morning cartoons before Memphis Wrestling here in Memphis. That was the deal every Saturday. What was your favorite match? Favorite match from today? Was it the showdown between Watts and Miguel? And oh my gosh, who would have thought that the same team that took out Ray Rosas for winning the Heritage title have now aligned themselves against Watts? It's kind of a convoluted type of situation here, but SoCal Distancing and Miguel are together now, and it seems like they have this vendetta against Ray Rosas and now attacking Watts, which is very, very strange. Bo says, comes on Saturday mornings where I live, feels good. Oh, just like the old days, man. Here in Memphis, we're at high noon. What time zone are you in? So I think 10, 11, 12, that's all kind of morning, especially on Saturday, right? And it's been an interesting week here in the five-star household as well, as many of you probably know. A lot going on. Brand new baby boy in the house. For sure. Very, very crazy stuff. And I'm getting a million tweets while this is going on. But let's talk some pro wrestling. Mr. E says Watts should get with Idol and others. Oh man, I'm just glad that we're seeing Anthony Idol on the program again in action. Ruckus says congratulations from London. Thank you, man. And I appreciate you joining me here. Bo's on Hawaiian time zone, so it comes on at 8 on YouTube, 9 on TV. Awesome. That's very good. It's good to know that all across the United States of America gets Championship Wrestling. And of course, our version is a little bit different than the other versions. And then coming soon, it's going to be totally different than all the other versions. It'll be Championship Wrestling from Memphis. Thank you, Mr. E. The little fella is doing well. He's laying over here on the couch with my Maria. We'll talk about it more on the podcast coming up. Coming up on Monday at noon, there's a brand new podcast that's hitting. And let's see here. Greg says, what a show. And also congratulations. Thank you. Mr. E says 2 p.m. in Indiana. Here now. Very, very cool. So you guys are an hour ahead of us. We're going to be headed out to Commerce Street Market in Hernando in a little bit. There's this big, gosh, like a 10-foot tall transformer that's going to be in the house. And then also we have some fire breathers, and Spider-Man's going to be there to kick off their big Christmas open house preview. And then tomorrow we've got Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, Buddy the Elf, and the Grinch all in the house for free photos And this will be done kind of outside under a tent to where it'll be as socially distant as we can be. Mississippi is a little bit different as far as the rest of the world is concerned, as I'm sure you guys have seen on television. Huggy says, awesome show once again. 100 fire, bullseye. Very, very cool. What was your favorite part? To me, one of my favorite parts was finally seeing Watts and Miguel collide in the parking lot, spills over into the arena. It closes out the show. To me personally, seeing that EJ Sparks and VSK were the main event was kind of like, wait a second, something else has got to happen here, just because we haven't really seen VSK get that big push just yet, even though EJ Sparks is, 3-time Arizona State champion, and he's headlined our show several times. But just to give it that big extra oomph in the end, and the big reveal of Miguel being a part, apparently, of SoCal distancing, I thought was a very, very nice touch by the creative team. Huggy says the main event match, it was really good. I was actually very, very surprised. Not that VSK was so good, but because that VSK was so good, if that makes any sense, because I thought he was good before. Anybody that you see on AEW television, he's got to be good. But, man, he really showed what he had in the match against EJ Sparks. Just a very – everything was really, really good. Mr. E says Watts got him some, and then, yeah. I mean, let's just take a look at the restart for Watts. I mean, Watts loses the Heritage Championship at the very first show back to Ray Rosas. Then he's attacked by Miguel in the parking lot after he just kind of disappears. And then there's been threats going back and forth, back and forth. Watts finally gets his hands on Miguel, and what happens? SoCal distancing attacks Watts. It's just been a bad restart, or a tough restart for Watts, even though he has wrestled on AEW Dark, went toe-to-toe with Luchasaurus. It was awesome. It was on Primetime Live, kicking some butt. He's had a really good year, don't get me wrong, but it's been really tough since the restart with the attacks and all that kind of stuff. And now it looks like he's going to have to fight SoCal distancing and Miguel all by himself, kind of similar to what Ray Rosas does. Bo says the Bodega picking up a dominant win today. SoCal distancing need to keep a closer eye on those tag titles. Kind of a good choice getting Miguel on the possible counter Papo Esco. Yes. So keep an eye on that. Next week, I don't know if you guys heard, but next week there is a 4-way elimination tag team match that's going to go down. And there's got to be tag team championship implications on the line, especially as we approach episode 500 for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. That's going to be a big, huge blockbuster card. But 4-way elimination tag team match scheduled next week. And you would only imagine that the winner is going to have some sort of opportunity at the tag team titles. Although that is unofficial, it looks like we're going to have the Bodega. We're going to have Wasted Youth. And I'm going off the top of my head here because I don't have the run sheet in front of me. And then you're going to have, I can't think of the other 2 tag teams. Stay tuned to the podcast. I'll have all the information for you there. But it's a 4-way tag team elimination match. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be total chaos. Mr. E was impressive that the main event, really the whole show was solid and great. Thanks, Mr. E. Bo says, I still wonder what Watts owes to Miguel. That's a good point. We still don't know what is owed, but it doesn't look like Miguel could collect, not on his own anyway. Mr. E says, Flex is a turd wrangler. You guys are making fun of Flex's socks. If you like that, go to his Instagram account. You'll have plenty to make fun of. I love Flex, man. He's my guy. Look, how's my hair looking? Just in case that Beef Candy's watching. I can't have a deficit and what did he call it, Maria? Aesthetic deficiency. Greg says Watts is leaner. We saw that at the Spooktacular. Yeah, man, Watts is really, really in some shape right now. If you guys missed his match with Humongous at the Spooktacular, then go check that out. The match is there in full in the Spooktacular playlist. And then also there's an entire episode, about an hour and 30 minutes, that you can watch the entire thing. Spooktacular, I also enjoyed that show today. Cool. Big Metroid fan says the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match is going to be epic. I can't wait for that. That's going to Gosh, I wonder how many segments that's going to take up. But then also we've got the United TV title on the line in the big rematch where Levi Shapiro is going to defend, along with Howdy Price, against Dan Joseph, the former champion. Now, I'll tell you one thing that's not going to work on Dan Joseph is you're not going to pretend to pay him off and then beat him up and take his money. That's not going to happen. Dan Joseph's going to show up to kick some butt and win his championship back, and that's just it. Willie says, what's up, Willie? SoCal Distancing and Miguel better watch their backs. You just made Watts go into destruction mode. Oh, he's going to be none too pleased. If you thought he was mad before, you just wait. Somebody was joking about, I think it was Lamb joking about the dumpster, the blue dumpster in the back there in the parking lot. And I'm surprised we didn't see Miguel go into that dumpster just like Houston Body did. Speaking of Houston and Heather and the whole mix up with Nico Marquez, we're going to have a little bit of an update on them next week. I believe Nico Marquez is scheduled for the show, and anywhere you see Nico now, you see CC Chanel. So we'll get a little bit of update on that situation that continues behind the scenes. Bo says, got to be Friendship Farm on it too, I would think. I hope so. I want to see the Friendship Farm in that match. Actually, I might be able to just pull that up real quick if you guys got a hot minute. Because now it's driving me crazy that I don't know who the 4 teams in the Fatal 4-Way are going to be. If John Roberts is on here, he can chime in at any moment. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I got it right here. So it's going to be 4 Minutes of Heat versus Wasted Youth versus the Bodega versus VSK and Max Caster, which that's going to be an interesting tag team there. So that's the 4-way elimination tag team match going down next week. It's going to be chaos. You know, whoever wins is going to have, they're going to basically catapult to the top of the tag team rankings here in the United Wrestling Network. But that will be the match. 4 Minutes of Heat versus Wasted Youth versus the Bodega versus VSK and Max Caster. That's the 4-way elimination match. Let's see. Yep, no Friendship Farm. What Nico got up his sleeve next week, there's no telling, Huggy. We're going to – yeah, Huggy is in here. Huggy from Clearwater, Florida, actually. Shout out to Clearwater. Mr. E, if Papo Esco had a tavern, could we call it Papo Esco's Bar? Yeah, why not? He can call it whatever he wants to call it. Big Metroid, and nobody's going to tell him otherwise. I don't know what is worse, Flex's voice or the Midas touch. You don't like the Midas touch kick? Holy crap. He's won a ton of matches with that thing, and I think he kicked Richie Slade's face off. I think it hurt the moneymaker. Willie says, will we see more ladies matches, especially with my crush, Vipress? Of course. We're about to crown our first ever United Wrestling Women's Champion. So that's coming up very, very soon. I'm interested to not only see what that championship title looks like, but I'm interested to see how they're going to determine who the winner is going to be. How are they going to win that title? Let's see. Your crush is Vipress, huh? Mr. E, that's going to be tight. Choli says, SoCal Distancing now 4 members. Yes. So you got Adrian Quest, Andy Brown, Miguel, and the man, or the shadow, the guy that we don't know who he is, that apparently are leading this team, which is a little bit strange. But, yeah, it all kind of makes sense. They had the crowbar beating Watts with the crowbar. Miguel attacked Watts with a crowbar to get this whole thing started up between him and Miguel. Maybe there's some sort of tie-in there with Ray Rosas because SoCal Distancing hates Ray Rosas. Now apparently they hate Watts, so I don't know how all this thing is going to tie together, but it looks like Watts and Ray Rosas need to find some friends because we know they're not friends with each other and figure out how to battle. Mystery says, Willie, yes, women's division is killing it. Oh, if you don't watch Primetime Live, you're missing out because Primetime Live, it all goes down on there as well. But yes, we will see a lot more of the women's division. Bo says, oh, no Friendship Farm, but still sounds lit. VSK and Caster, definite wild cards. Yes, absolutely. Caster's killing it each and every week on AEW Dark. He just signed a new contract with AEW. His raps and his promos are fantastic. The dude is like the second coming of a John Cena type of character. I don't know about in-ring work. He is good, but I don't know if he's Cena yet. But definitely the promos and the raps are really, really good stuff. Greg says he loves the ladies division. We all do. Will somebody going to stop Nico Marquez and SoCal distancing? Let's just hope that those two don't pair up. We don't need Nico Marquez and SoCal distancing, which, by the way, they keep taking over the show. They somehow can just, that's a good point right there. For them to be able to break into the show the way they do, they've got to have some sort of access. They did say that they are in the conference rooms and in the offices as well. They're everywhere. Big Metroid says the Midas touch is a good finisher, but I would hate to get hit by it. I would hate to get hit by it too. Greg loves CC Chanel. She's pretty. He loves her, he says. We all love CC Chanel. CC was just tweeting us the other day that she missed the baby by a couple of weeks. So let's see. Mr. E, Jesse James and Anthony Idol and Watts versus SoCal distancing. Oh, that's a hoss fight right there. Jesse James, Idol, and Watts together. Sheesh. Greg, solid ladies division. Favorite is Lacey Ryan. Okay, there's a brand new playlist featuring all the best of Lacey Ryan right here on the YouTube channel. Go check that out. You've probably seen all the matches, to be honest with you, but they're all right there in one playlist. Easy for you to find. Also, very, very soon, we're going to have Lacey Ryan and Heather Monroe. All the matches will be posted from their Best of 7 series, and that's not over yet. So we'll see. Maybe the final match of the Best of 7 will be for the Women's Championship. Who knows? NTN, never trust Nico. That sounds about right. Huggy says Vipers 2020, forget Trump and Biden. Yeah, let's just give it to Vipers. Mystery says, Greg, I agree. Heather's the queen, but still many greats there. That's true. Now, I would seem to think that Heather Monroe would be the favorite when it comes to the first ever United Wrestling Women's World Champion. But just because you're the favorite doesn't mean that you're going to win. We've seen that a lot. Think Cartwright might show up next week to counter Howdy as a form of backup for Dan. My dude needs to get his payback. I totally agree. I think there is a hidden underdog storyline here for Jack Cartwright, especially after what happened last week. I think they could possibly make Jack Cartwright a star with this story. Maybe not becoming the United TV champion, but kind of making his footprint here in championship wrestling, especially after messing up so bad last week. That was brutal. Willie says Davey Boy Smith Jr. is the next United Wrestling Network Heritage Heavyweight Champion. I hope you're wrong, Willie. David says SoCal distancing picked up Miguel. This will be trouble. It already is. Ask Watts. Jeopardy, longtime host Alex Trebek died of cancer last Sunday. Yeah, very, very sad. I was watching him. A tweet came up from January of this year where I was watching him on WrestleMania, and they did very, very good. Good stuff. I'll vote for Cece. Hope she can get out from under Nico's thumb. That's the thing, man. I think Cece would be a favorite for the women's world title. But would Nico even let her compete? Like, Nico doesn't even want this championship to take place. He doesn't even want the title to be made. But no matter what he says, he can't do anything about it, Oh boy, how real life or how art is imitating real life, because it's very similar with what's going on in the United States right now, where leadership there's not a whole lot that they can do about some of the stuff that's happening. Same thing with Nico Marquez. There's nothing that he can do about the women's division. There's nothing he can do about the United Wrestling Women's World Title. It is going to happen. From what we understand, Halston Body is looking into the design work right now. So we'll have an update for you here in the coming weeks on that. MLW Fusion, the restart this Wednesday night. Oh, yeah, I do love MLW Fusion. I'll have to be checking that out. Mystery says, Dustin, you ever go on Wrestling Days or check out his chats? No. Send me a link. I'll check it out. Who will be the new host of Jeopardy this winter? It might be Dustin Starr. You never know. No, it won't be. It won't be. But I would take it. Tell him I'm interested. I don't know. Lacey is tough. She might be the favorite. Lacey Ryan holds the FSW, I believe, women's world title or women's championship. They probably hold championships all across the independents. Sorry, got a text.
Yeah, from who? Must be important.
It is. There, as you guys know, there's a big event going on at Commerce Street Market today from 5 to 8, and I'm getting some updates that the store is looking good. Awesome stuff. Lacey Ryan could be the favorite in that division as well. Yes, Sean Connery did pass away too. Man, it's been a tough week. But we did introduce a brand new baby boy to the world, so that's good. That's a good thing. The NWA Women's Champion should wrestle the winner of the UWN Ladies Championship. That would be a good match. Maybe the NWA Women's Champion will win the UWN Ladies Championship. Who knows? Anyways, guys, I got a couple of more minutes here. And let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. How many days did Jon Moxley hold the AEW title? Well, that's an open-ended question because he still is the AEW World Champion. A cell match in which you throw opponent off of it to win. Final person on top of the. That's kind of like a death match where you die. You have to die if you lose the match. Mystery, that might not be a good idea for insurance purposes. Yeah, baby, the future heritage champion. Yeah, or maybe the future owner of Championship Wrestling. Who knows? We'll take either one. What's more likely? Watts and Ray Rosas teaming up, or both of them each getting a 4-on-1 handicap match against SoCal Distancing? You know, that is the first time that somebody has mentioned the possibility of Watts and Ray Rosas teaming up. I don't see it happening, but at this point, they are outnumbered. They might need each other. So if you got 4 guys on SoCal Distancing, we saw Ray Rosas get a little bit of backup from EJ Sparks last week after their title match. EJ kind of helped hold them off. Maybe it could happen, but I just don't see Watts teaming up with Ray Rosas, especially when he still wants to tear his head off and take back his title. Willie says, congratulations, Dustin, for you and Maria welcoming your new baby. Well, thank you. It was an interesting week, that's for sure. We'll cover it all because my Maria is going to join me on the Championship Wrestling podcast Monday at noon. And this is probably the first time she's hearing about this, but we'll tell the whole story about what happened because the days of jumping up in the middle of the night, my water broke. Those days are over. It only happens in the movies. Maria's rolling her eyes at me because that's exactly what happened to us. We'll tell the whole story to you guys. All right, I got a couple of more minutes, guys. Couple of more minutes. Maria always makes any show better. Oh, look at that. Mr. E actually likes you, Maria. Okay, Dustin, chill before Maria throws something at you. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Actually, I'm really close to the tree. So the tree is over here. So she probably wouldn't throw something at me because it would hit the tree. And if something happens with the tree, I'm not really going to put it back together. Hey, Jake, how are you, man? Got a couple more minutes here, just answering any kind of questions that you guys have. We're also, might as well tell you while you're here, we are going to have some brand new exclusive content that's going to hit the YouTube channel, stuff that can't be found anywhere else. Doing good, man. Hope you're doing well too. There's a lot of great videos and vlogs and behind the scenes stuff that some of the newer subscribers probably have not seen. Some including WWE Hall of Famers, some including the Young Bucks or Cody Rhodes. Some are just behind the scenes stuff like touring Mid-South Coliseum. Yes, Jake, we did have the baby. Everything is fine and well. Like for instance, the event that we have today and tomorrow here in Memphis, it's not necessarily wrestling related, but it's very, very cool stuff that we can put into a vlog video a couple of minutes long and let you guys check out what's going on here in Memphis and just random different things. And I want to put that out there and see how you guys feel about it. But if you have anything that you would like to see here on the YouTube channel that you guys would watch, send your Facebook at Dustin Starr at CW30 Wrestling. Send us your ideas because we definitely want to put that out there for you. Like we've got a really good interview with several of the big Memphis wrestling legends that some of you may have seen and some of you may not have seen. For instance, tomorrow, Santa Claus, Buddy the Elf, and the Grinch will all be at Commerce Street Market. It's not necessarily professional wrestling, but it'll give you a good insight on what's going on outside of the world of the squared circle at Championship Wrestling. Y'all show is what wrestling is missing. Well, we're here every Saturday at noon with a brand new episode, and we've got big plans coming up in the future. So I appreciate that. Davis says, good news. Welcome to this world. Dustin Jr. He was allowed to be called anything but Dustin Jr. Our first son was like, no way, Jose. His name is Reese. Reese is here. Hope that you get some rest in between all the things that you do. Mr. E, I will rest when I am dead.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you rested just fine last night.
Maria says I'm resting just fine. That's cool. Willie, will we see more wrestlers from prime time appearing on Championship Wrestling? Yes, absolutely. Including the brand new United Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. When that is crowned, you will see that championship defended on Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle. Shout out from Germany. What's up? Thanks for joining us here, man. But yeah, you'll see the Wrestling Network World Champion, the United Wrestling Women's World Champion. Just like you see the United TV Champion, United Tag Team Champions, you'll see all that. When things change and we have Championship Wrestling from Memphis, we'll have a Memphis Heritage Champion. Got a lot of stuff that's coming up, and hopefully 2021 is going to be that year. We just need everybody to mask up and protect each other and protect yourselves. Oh, my buddies at Nerd 901 just sent me a tweet. Those guys have a live stream going on today at twitch.tv/nerd901. Let's see. Need to see Wolf Zaddies versus Bodega one of these days. Man, I don't know if they're contain those two guys. Mr. E says Maria with the air high five. Welcome to this world, Reese. Maria has spoken. Looking forward to new action in 2021. Where are the Zaddies? That's a good question. I haven't seen the Zaddies on the actually, while I'm texting you, what time would you like to be available? Hey guys, I just got the invite. I'm going to be playing Fortnite tonight on the Nerd 901 live stream, and it benefits Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. So go to twitch.tv/nerd901. You guys have $5, $10 that you can throw to the kids. That's awesome. If not, just come in and chat and have some fun with us. Do some sharing if you can. They're asking me what time.
Tell them that you work on Reese's time.
Yeah, I work on Reese's time, right? Meat Mountain Zaddies versus Meat Candy. They're the big men from Meat Mountain versus Beef Candy, but you were close. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Every single match from today's episode is posted in full and available right now. So if you missed one of the matches, you can go back and check that out. Of course, you can go back and watch each and every episode on demand right here on the Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle official YouTube channel. We have a brand new podcast that's going to drop at noon on Monday, where myself and my Maria are going to take you guys through our crazy week of exactly who, what, when, where, and how this baby came about. Well, we're not going to tell you how it came about. We're going to tell you the process of which he was born, not how he was made. That would be a podcast for a different channel, right? And then also be on the lookout. There's some really cool videos that we're going to post this week. We're going to look back at some of the cool moments in the history of Championship Wrestling. We've been alive for a year and a half now, and some very, very cool stuff has happened. Everything from MJF to Scorpio Sky to me super kicking Santa Claus, Bill Dundee, Jerry Lawler, Cody Rhodes. I mean, there's just so much cool stuff that we're going to share with you guys, and hopefully you enjoy that too. But be sure to like this live stream and take that subscribe button to Slap City. David says, thanks for having us over each Saturday, Dustin and Maria. Very happy for you. We will talk to you guys on Monday at noon. We're going to tell you all about the big week that we had and all about the stuff that's coming up, including the big show coming up on December 12th right here in Memphis, Tennessee. It's SOAR Championship Wrestling. I will be there. I'll have hosting duties. Former WWE World Tag Team Champion Sir Mo will be in the house. He's doing a special meet and greet. AEW's Dante Smiley will be there. Danny Brown Jr., who competes here in Memphis. All that. Alan Steele will be there, and a whole host of others. Willie says, always looking forward on Saturday afternoon. Championship Wrestling's awesome. Dustin, you and Maria, a spectacular job giving us updates on matches. Well, we appreciate that, guys. And I will talk to you guys on social media. And then also I will see you Monday along with my Maria for the Championship Wrestling podcast. Am I allowed to do it, or is it too loud, Maria? Oh, yeah! Make sure she doesn't hit me. Yeah, he does need to get used to it. Have a good Saturday, everybody, and a happy weekend.